Hi, this is Haraj, product specialist at Yamaha. I'm in front of the new PSR-S775. I'm going to take a moment to explain each section separately and then explain how this instrument could be a powerful tool for the songwriter, studio, and of course the live performer. But first, sound is very important. So let me play a couple of the voices that are built in and take it from there. Here's a piano voice. Here's a guitar voice. And you heard the super articulation bend between the notes. You don't have to think about how to play this instrument. You just simply play it and it will bring all these nuances of these instruments. We call that technology super articulation. So that's the voices, and there are a lot more: electric pianos, saxophones. Next are the amazing accompaniment styles that we have. Here's a quick example of that actually. So those two combination of amazing voices, realistic voices, and very powerful and inspiring styles are the key to be inspired to create your own songs. Basically now you can only think of the melody and the lyrics and then choose from the hundreds of styles in each genre of music to compose your song. So let me take a moment to explain the layout of the land as far as what all these buttons do. In fact, these buttons will help you get to the function that you're trying to do without having to go into the screen on multiple screens to do one thing. So let's start on the left-hand side. We have what we call a pitch bend and modulation wheels. Those are important when you are trying to affect the sound in certain ways. For example, if I choose the rock legend super articulation electric guitar, the modulation wheel will engage the vibrato, and the pitch bend will actually bend the note as if you're actually bending the string. Here's what it sounds like. And of course you hear the DSP on this voice because all the voices have cutting edge DSP, digital signal processing, to affect the sound in a certain way. The above two controls with assigned button, those you can actually use to control the sound. For example, on this synth sound, I'm going to use the live control to engage the cutoff frequency of the filter. Just that simple. Next, I have the style control section. This is probably one of the most important sections of the instrument because this is how you interact with the style itself. So let me take a quick moment to kind of explain what all these buttons do. Start from the left. The most left one engages the accompaniment, meaning when you turn this on, and if I choose one of the internal styles, for example, here's a soul style. If this is off, I don't hear the backing tracks, but when I turn it on, I hear the guitar, the bass, and the percussion, all of it together at the same time. To the right of that are the variations, the intros, and the ending. So the difference between intro number 1 versus intro number 3, intro number 1 is a simple count in, intro number 3 has a little bit more complex music theme into it. So here's a quick example. So number 1, and the style begins. I'm not going to play the entire number 3 intro, but just kind of give you an idea to what it sounds like. As you heard, there's a lot more content musically to that particular intro, and this applies to all the styles that are built in. Next, the main variations. You have 4 of them. Similar concept to the intros. Variation A will have less complexity. Variation D will have definitely a lot more complexity, possibly bringing the brass in. So let me take you through the two extremes, and of course you'll understand what's everything in between. So here's variation A. Cool. So you heard the difference between variation 1 and variation A and variation D, more complexity. And in the middle, you notice I pressed the break button. That's exactly what it does. It actually breaks the style just as if a band would break that moment in the musical theme. Next to that are the endings. Similar behavior to the intros, those endings. Ending number 1 will have basically will be a simple outro, like a washout, versus ending number 3 will actually have a lot more musical context to it. Kind of similar behavior to intro number 3. Here's a cool secret and cool little trick. If you depress the outros a couple of times or 3 times, it will actually slow down in the ending instead of just keeping it the same tempo. Let me explain what I mean. Let me actually demonstrate what I mean. So I'm going to play section D and then repeatedly press either ending 2 or 3, and you're going to be able to hear the slowdown of the tempo at the ending point. This is very handy when you want to create a very dramatic ending. And then next you have 3 buttons: start and stop, sync start, and sync stop. Those are very easy to explain. Start stop just brings in the drummer. Sync start, when you turn it on, the moment you play a chord on the left hand side, it brings all the band and the drummer at the same time, provided that you have accompaniment on. So here we go. So you saw me also pressing the sync stop button, which allowed me to create real-time syncopation of that style. Let's move on. Registrations allows you to basically create the settings of the entire instrument: voices, transposition, tempo, style, effects, anything that you want. Keep pressing the memory and choose one of the 8 registrations. You save all that to a single button. You don't only have just 8. There are banks of 8, and the number it's almost infinite, because once you run out from the internal memory, you can always save additional registrations to the USB drive, so you're never going to run out. So that's what the registration memories do. To the right, I have what we call it multipad. Those are 4 additional loops, if you will, to actually engage them with the style. And the select button right here allows you to choose what type of loops that you want to bring in. We have things from simple percussion to a bit more complex guitar phrases. And of course, the tempo of that will be in perfect sync with the style. So if I press sync start, and there's a cool trick, by the way, by pressing select, and one of them, you see the light kind of blinking. That means it's waiting for you to play a chord on the keyboard, and then all of it will come together perfectly in sync. Cool? So that's what multi-pad control. You can create your own as well. Let's talk about this part right here, and let's divide it into 2 sections. The right section are basically where your instruments are. And every voice, we have it categorized in a specific category. For example, if I'm looking for all the electric pianos, I press the E piano button, turn off my accompaniment because I want to use the whole keyboard, and I'll choose one of the available E pianos, whether it's a suitcase, or even a brass sound, such as a trumpet. Etc. So basically you press the button, you choose the category of the voice and select your favorite voice from the list. Each page on the screen displays 10 at a time, and then you have basically pages of 10 at a time to choose from. Similarly, on the left hand side are your styles. They're also organized in genres of music. There is pop and rock, jazz swing, world, R&B, etc. And you simply press the genre of music, and in there similarly there are 10 different styles in each page, and there are different pages to choose from to select your favorite style. Below that is your tempo. So you can press these buttons to go on increment and decrement one at a time, or you can turn the wheel for faster change in tempo. Transpose is very important, so you can play now any music song, any song basically, from any key you want, thanks to the transpose feature. You have a metronome to engage. My favorite actually is the tap tempo. Assuming I don't know what the tempo of the song that I'm trying to create, I just simply tap and it comes in. It's that simple to engage the drums for a specific tempo. This upper side right here is basically where you record your song. Recording the song into the PSR-S775 is a breeze. All what you have to do is press record. All the tracks are enabled. Now you decide what style, what voice that you want to record, and then record them. And the power of that is, this is a great tool for the songwriter, where you can focus on the lyrics and the melody of the song, and if you know the chords, you simply play the chords in real time and then record that as MIDI file, and then later import it into your favorite DAW. My favorite is Cubase, and then embellish and edit the multi-track inside your DAW. That's very, very powerful. One additional important feature in the PSR-S775 is the addition of the plus categories. So we at Yamaha, we create a lot of content, and all that content is available on yamahamusicsoft.com. Those are what we call them expansion packs, consist of samples and styles for voices and these styles. In the PSR-S775, we included the best of all these expansion packs that we have. We included them in the voice category and the styles category. So that is awesome, because now you have the best of what we've made so far, and more important, you have more room internally in the flash ROM area where you can actually load more content, because now most of those beautiful content, amazing content, are built into the instrument, and it doesn't take away any of the flash ROM memory. Last but not least, the PSR-S has a USB audio recorder. You can simply insert a USB drive in the back of the instrument, press the USB record, and anything you actually record on the front panel will be recorded as an audio file. So then you can actually drop it into your computer, in your MP3 player, and listen to it while you're out and about, to kind of think about your song, how it's coming. And then you can come back to the instrument and change a few things as you wish. Again, my name is Hiraj from Yamaha. Thank you for watching. And please check out all of our Yamaha musical instruments at Samash. Thank you so much.